Good morning, St. Francis. Good morning, people of God. It is Sunday, the 5th day of January 2025. It is the 12th day of Christmas. Actually, there you go, 12th day of Christmas. And it is also Epiphany, the Solemnity of Epiphany today. We should be celebrating it tomorrow, the 6th day of January, but because, again, the bishops of the United States, in their wisdom, as it is, thought that people would not go to celebrate the Epiphany on any day other than a Sunday. And so, because Epiphany can fall on any day, the 6th can fall on any day, they decided to move the celebration to the Sunday that follows Holy Family Sunday. So this should be the second Sunday of Christmas, but it's not. It is Epiphany, and tomorrow is just a day in the Christmas season. So another one of these interesting kind of decisions that are sometimes made because there's not enough faith put into the faithful to be able to attend celebrations when they are held. The only thing that still stands, and thankfully, are the only two things that still stand are Holy Thursday and Good Friday. Well, Good Friday has to stand as Good Friday because it has to precede Easter Sunday. But thankfully, Holy Thursday isn't shoved onto a Sunday sometime in Lent because people think that, because the bishops think that people aren't going to go to Mass on Thursday, and they do. So if they can go to Mass on Holy Thursday, and it's on a Thursday, they can go to Mass any day of the week when it is an important solemnity for us to remember in our celebrations, in our privileged seasons that we have, like Christmas. So I'm at O'Hare Airport, so you can see there's some planes over there, making my way back east before the snows begin, I guess, so that I can eventually make my way back to Raleigh. So, but the North American Academy of Liturgy conference just concluded in Valparaiso, at Valparaiso University. So it was very good. So it was a very good conference, and so a lot of ideas, a lot of things that were floated. So we'll just see if I can put any of those into work in the Diocese of Raleigh. We'll wait and see what happens. This is, like I said, the 12th day of Christmas. We still have 7 more days, so Christmas will not end until next Sunday. So it does not end on Epiphany. It still has a couple more days to go. So it has a week to go, and actually six more days after Epiphany tomorrow. So on the 12th of January, the celebration of the baptism of the Lord concludes the Christmas season for us. Actually, some people will say February the 2nd, the Feast of the Presentation, will conclude the Christmas season. And so, even better for that. Let's see, I'm doing this in an airport, so I'm trying to be soft so nobody's looking at me as I'm doing this, but I think people are, so we'll just see. We'll see how this goes. But what do we celebrate today? Well, we celebrate so this is the second of the great feasts that follow Christmas. January 1st, the Solemnity of Mary, the Mother of God, is the first. The second now is Epiphany. The third will be Jesus' baptism as we conclude the Christmas season. This second feast, though, is kind of, again, another zenith point, another high point within our celebration of Christmas. Because it puts an exclamation point on the reality and the truth of who this child is for us, again, and for not just Christians, not just believers, not just Catholics, not just a select group, but this child has been born for us, for all humanity, for all creation, for all the cosmos. And again, it's, I guess someone said at the conference, when you understand what cosmos is, when you understand what cosmic is, it's not just planets and stars, it's not just humans and angels. It is something that is all encompassing. It is everything, from the lowly ant or the amoeba, up to, angelic beings, however they exist. That this is what God comes to save. This is what God comes to transform. This is what God comes, this is to whom God comes to show us the way that we must be, that we must live, as human beings within this world, as images and likenesses of the divine in this world. It is to this us. And so what Epiphany represents is the fact that the rest of the us recognizes this. And so these kings that come from faraway lands that are not Jewish, perhaps, certainly not Christian, but they come because they have been drawn, again, to investigate, to look, because of this star that shines before them. And yes, they go to Herod, and yes, there is this kind of exchange, in which Herod wants to know where the child is because Herod has been told the child is going to become a king, and Herod is afraid of being supplanted or overthrown or whatever it is, and Herod's going to do something terrible because this is what kings do sometimes. They act irrationally because they aren't looking out for themselves. But this king that has been born is a king that does not look out for himself, that will not just think in selfish terms, but the king that tries to help us understand what it means to live for each other, to be for each other, to not just let this time of the year, the end of a civil year, be a time of kindness and nurturing and compassion and all those things, and then be forgotten as soon as we move into a new year. Again, we are still celebrating Christmas, and so we put a falsehood, we put the lie, to that kind of understanding where let's be kind to each other at the end of a civil year and then just go back to being, angry and mean to each other the rest of the year. That's not what we're called to do. It's not what we're called to be as believers in this world. And so we continue, again, to move forward in knowing who this child is for us and what this child represents for us. To be able to see this child and to be able to experience this child causes us to arise and to shine, as that first reading from Isaiah says. This is about becoming who we are meant to be in this world, and allowing that truth and that reality to influence all that we are and all that we do. A continued blessed Christmas season, St. Francis and people of God, and may the Lord give you his peace.